What's up, YouTube? So before we get started with this video, on First Take, they're going to be talking about who would you rather have on your team, Dirk Nowitzki or Dwayne Wade. So let's see what they have to say about this.
You remember that We Believe team? You remember that? Oh, I see your face, your body language change. They found a way to play Dirk. You got physical and you crowded him. Now, Dirk is a bad man, and I hate to have to do this because you're going to make it seem like I'm slandering a former teammate, a guy that I love. But when you talk about Dirk Nowitzki and Dwayne Wade, you're looking at a playmaker versus essentially a scorer. Dwayne Wade did any and everything on the court, whether it was scoring, getting assists, playing on the rim, running in transition, and not to mention, this is a self-made, hard-working guy who had...
So I can agree with that. I can see that Dirk Nowitzki is a scorer and Dwayne Wade is a playmaker. I can definitely see that. I'll agree with that. And being self-made, I think everybody in the NBA is self-made. So as far as that, you get no points for that. Everybody's self-made. So let's keep going.
Instant success. There's not too many stars. There's not too many players in the league that once they got help, they had someone join their team, a la Shaquille O'Neal, he went out and got a championship. So you have to credit Dwayne Wade for his body of work, his work ethic. And I mean, seriously, like, it's not close. I don't even know how you're going to do this.
I mean, can you suss through that, Will, and find any valid points? Like, I'm trying hard. There was nothing in there.
Work ethic, which is an odd one for the guy against Dirk. Work ethic.
How about defense? How about defense?
That's the first one. You got one there. Defense. The rest of that.
Okay, I'll give you that, Mr. Hollins. He's definitely Dwayne Wade takes the package for defense over Nowitzki. So let's keep going.
That was just nonsense. Like, Dirk is a exceptional player and a unique player. I think Dwayne is fantastic, but what Dirk does to a defense is you can't just talk about the championship because, like you mentioned, he has Shaq come down there. Dirk didn't have that. And throwing out there Dirk is soft is nonsense. Dirk is the one who changed the perception of European players as being soft. Dirk is not soft. You can't bully Dirk, and he developed the inside game.
Dirk is not soft, but he don't play no defense.
I would definitely go with Dirk Nowitzki is not soft. He's not soft at all. When I think of a soft big man from Europe, I go with Paul Gasol. Even though he won a championship with Kobe, Paul Gasol is softer to me than Dirk Nowitzki would be. Dirk Nowitzki is a baller. I definitely would call him soft. So let's keep going.
And I know that.
Let me get in. Let me see if I can try. You said it's going to be a hard task, but I think I might be up to it. Let me just lay this out first of all. Both these guys had, as you pointed out, Charlie, amazing careers. And I think they both also illustrated something that's increasingly rare in sports that I, for one, appreciate at some of the highest levels of fandom. And that is loyalty and dedication to a market. As much as a franchise, to a market, to a city of people. What Dwayne Wade...
So I would definitely give both players that, their dedication to the craft and to their teams. Even though Dwayne Wade left Miami and he came back, you can tell he's deeply dedicated to Miami. Like I said, even though he left and went to go play with LeBron for a little while and that didn't work out and he came back to Miami. And also for Dirk Nowitzki, staying with the Dallas Mavericks his whole career, 21 years. There's something to be said about that. And he was rewarded in 2011 by beating Miami and LeBron James in a championship and getting the ring in 2011. So let's keep going.
Means to Miami. And I know for a matter of fact what Dirk Nowitzki means to Dallas is increasingly unique and special and heartfelt. Dallas is a football town. Dallas is a Dallas Cowboys town. But I'm here to tell you in my lifetime, so that has to accept Roger Staubach because he's before my lifetime. But in my lifetime, there is no more revered athlete in the city of Dallas than Dirk Nowitzki. And that includes Irvin, Emmitt Smith, Troy Aikman, who we love. This guy...
Oh, whoa. What are there? Well, Mr. Will Cain, let's not push it, okay? I know Dirk Nowitzki just retired and it's his time and we're giving him all praise, but let's not go so far as to say that Dirk Nowitzki is more popular in Dallas, Texas than Emmitt Smith, Michael Irvin, and Troy Aikman. I mean, the Dallas Cowboys are his American team. So to say that, I mean, football, I would definitely say football is bigger in Texas, and particularly Dallas, with the Dallas Cowboys, than the Dallas Mavericks are. Dirk Nowitzki, by far. So let's not push it there, Max. I know it's Dirk's time, and I'm happy for Dirk, and he had a great career, but let's not push it. So let's keep going.
Dedication, sacrifice on the court, in his pockets, in his bank account, in his legacy, because he could have gone on and won more championships and been at other franchises, was all given to the city of Dallas in a relationship that I think we just don't fully appreciate the way we once did. As for Dirk versus Dwayne Wade, let me say, Dominique's right. First of all, He's more unique than Dwayne Wade. It's just harder to find a guy who is 7 foot that can shoot like that than it is a shooting guard. Dirk shouldered a load that, quite honestly, Dwayne Wade never did. He had Shaq, then he had LeBron. I'm not taking away from what Dwayne Wade and Ben.
I might take away a little bit of that because, like Will Cain just said, Dwayne Wade had Shaq and then LeBron. I mean, come on now. You talk about the ultimate help. What did Nowitzki have? What Dirk have? During in the 2011 when they beat Miami. All you had was what? Jason Kidd? Can anybody name anybody else on that 2011 Dallas Mavericks team that won the championship other than Jason Kidd and Dirk Nowitzki? Probably not. So let's keep going.
Salvador.
With what results, though? With what results?
Well, how about
what results?
How about
one championship?
One championship.
Okay.
Against Dwayne Wade and LeBron James.
Yeah.
In their first year. That was the time to beat them in their first year, and they did it.
Against the NBA's first manufactured super team.
In the first year.
I mean, the Celtics were manufactured also. They were the manufactured super team.
How many holes were in that team?
But it's not the first anyway. They were the best.
But by the way, what is it?
Perfect timing. Congratulations.
How many league MVPs does Dwayne Wade have?
None.
Okay, well.
And that means something right there. That definitely means something as far as who people think are the better player. Dirk Nowitzki got league MVP. He won a championship in 2011 against the guy that we're talking about, Dwayne Wade and company. So you want to talk about going head to head? They went head to head, and who won? Dirk did, and he did it pretty much by himself, even though he had Jason Kidd and a few other supporting cast members. But who Dwayne Wade have? When he got 3 rings, he had Shaq and then LeBron James. So who has the better body of work in putting work against each other? So let's keep going.
I got that going for me, which is nice.
Well, what happened in the playoffs that year?
Dirk has a league MVP.
Wait, hold on. What happened in the playoffs in the first round?
He had a first-round exit in the playoffs, just like Dwayne Wade did between 2006 until LeBron James arrived.
In his MVP year?
Yes, he did. He had a first-round exit. Dirk, how about this? Dirk is revolutionary. So let's set aside whether or not he is unique. He literally changed the game. There are only so few revolutionary players in league history. Steph, everybody's been chasing a Steph, and young kids all around America are trying to become the next Steph. Dirk, every team since him has been trying to draft a big man who can shoot and stretch the floor like Dirk. He has literally changed not just the perception of European players, not just the perception of players being soft, not just what you think of him individually. He changed the league.
Hey, well, that's cute, but
Do I
that's
kiss
not
my
the
fingers
question.
now? What?
You know what? I was kind of thinking about what Will Cain said about Dirk changing the league with having a big man that can shoot. I think he might be right. I think he might be right about that. Dirk Nowitzki is really the first 7-footer I can think of that really had a strong shot. Now maybe I need to do my homework. I'm just don't quote me on this, but I think he might be right. Dirk Nowitzki probably really was the first big man, a solid 7-footer with the shot. I keep thinking of KG. Kevin Garnett, but I don't think Kevin Garnett had that deep of a shot that Nowitzki had. So I don't know. Let's keep going. I have to do some more research on that. Don't quote me on that, but let's keep going.
That's cute, but that's not the question.
It is exactly the question.
No, we're talking about impact. We're not talking about change. We're not about different. We're not talking about giving him, the growth of Luka and those guys watching him and European players going, now I love basketball. I want to go and play. We're talking about impact. We're talking about a playmaker, not just a shooting guard, a playmaker in Dwayne Wade who had the basketball in his hands, who made play after play after play to have a successful basketball career. And you cannot say the same, and especially not on both ends of the floors, about Dirk Nowitzki.
You know, I think I have to say that maybe you're talking about apples and oranges because they're two different type players. Like I said before, Dirk's a big man at 7 foot. And how big is Dwayne Wade? What is like 6'4", 6'5"? And plus he's a guard. So you're looking at two different positions that will be guarded different. And you just might be talking about apples and oranges there. And especially as far as who would you have on your team, they're going to be playing different positions. So I don't know. I don't know if it's quite fair to really put those two against each other. So I don't know. Let's keep going.
As far as a shooter, you had to craft the perfect team around him to essentially accentuate Dirk's defense.
That's true of LeBron James. That's not an insult.
What was the perfect team? Jason Terry and Sean Marion? That was like gift from the God. Those are.
Yeah, exactly. Who was Dirk working with? All Dirk really had was Jason Kidd when he made his run in 2011 and stomped on the very guy that we're talking about, Dwayne Wade and company. So, it makes a hard argument. But let's keep going.
Players, but that's the perfect team.
Perfect timing. Perfect timing. You had to have people to help him do what he couldn't do.
The argument that I give a little bit of credence to is that Dwayne Wade is a playmaker, and that's exceptional. That's something that Dirk is not thought of as a playmaker. However, when you look at the list
hold on.
greatest,
As a playmaker,
I can't even finish my point. You cut me off so that you can say nothing again.
No, I want to ask, wouldn't that play into impact? Because the question is impact.
The question wasn't impact. The question was which would you rather have? And I would rather have Dirk. But yes, that plays an impact. I think that's a legitimate. I think it's a legitimate argument.
But like I said, you're talking about two different positions. Like I said, it's in Dwayne Wade's position to be more of a playmaker than it is in Dirk's position. So you kind of talking about apples and oranges there. To make those type of comparisons, it's just not right for either player. So let's keep going.
That him being a playmaker matters. But if you look at the list, top 10 or top 20 players of all time, their majority of them are scorers, not playmakers. We think about LeBron, or we think about Michael Jordan as the best player of all time. No one thinks of Michael Jordan as like a playmaker. So the idea that somehow...
Whoa. So when you talk about Michael Jordan, we talk about the full package. So whatever stats or whatever playmaker or scorer or whatever, Michael Jordan's the full package. So you can just consolidate everything when you're talking about MJ. Don't take anything away from MJ, sir. Please don't take anything away from Michael Jordan. Okay. So let's keep going.
The fact that he's a playmaker makes him better? No. Dirk is exceptional because he changed the way that we play basketball.
Speaking of impact, you talked about Dirk's meaning to the Dallas market. Will we ever see another player like Dirk who is so loyal to one franchise and one market?
Will we ever see another player? Yeah, I think it's possible that we will see other guys like Dirk. And by the way, we should mention Kobe as well, though Kobe flirted with going to Chicago one year. We should mention Kobe as well as 20 years with one franchise.
Let's not forget about what's his name for the Spurs, Tim Duncan, and I think Tim Duncan did about almost 20 years. I think, if I remember correctly. There's a couple other guys out there too that stayed with their teams that were stars. So let's keep going.
Yeah, Charlie, I do think we'll see that again. The payoff. The reason that we should talk about what Dirk did and Dwayne Wade.
Steph's going to be that guy. He's the next guy.
Yeah,
Steph's never going to leave Golden State.
But the point is this: it's unique. That's the thing. It doesn't mean it's never going to happen, but the reason we celebrate it is because so few do. I understand there are other values in life for people. Dirk could have gone on and made more money in other places. He could have accumulated more rings in other places. But that's what makes what he did so special, the sacrifice and